Dallas, Texas, a city that has so many old world buildings, buildings with narratives that will blow your mind. Buildings, structures that don't fit into our timeline at all. We are going to expose it all today, including the Strauss House. Wait, what? No, let's try that again. Dallas, Texas, home of the old world structures, the previous civilization, home of this old world castle. There we go, much better. A palace that they have just renamed the Dallas County Courthouse, made of red sandstone with rusticated marble accents, located at 100 South Houston Street, Dallas, Texas. We are told that this structure was constructed before the invention of the power tool in 1891. Take a look at the surrounding area. Our civilization's construction at the time versus the old world's work. Should I take it even further? Let's show the world what we're talking about here. A 1930s photo showing the palace in the background and a little wooden hut in the front yard. And then there's another angle of this hut in the front yard. For anybody that's on the fence, should we turn this up a notch? It is time to shred the narrative. Building log courthouses, just like we did in the 1800s. And then building an even larger log structure 6 years later in 1850. Because that's what we did. We built log structures. And then in 1856, the story heats up and gives us exactly what we want to see. The nod yet again. In 1860, it was rebuilt after a fire with multiple courthouses yet again. The fourth courthouse, a 2-story granite structure, erected in 1871 with yet another fire in 1880 before it burned down yet again 10 years later in 1890. All of this taking place, so we are told, all to get to the palace castle that we see today. All of these things happening before this castle. And we're not even close to the best part, I promise. After we get done with this narrative, everything about this place will be fully exposed to the world. The 5th courthouse on this site, this palace, begun in 1890 and was completed in just 24 months. Something that we have proven right here on this channel that would be logistically impossible before the power tool. This narrative is completely exposed, meaning that we needed to take it a step further and show that this Orlop character was just that. He was a character with a 4,500-pound bell that originally topped the building, but was removed in 1919. Destruction of the old world. Right here. And here we go. Let's do this. 2 of the 4 clay figures perched on the roof have also been removed. Clay figures. What were the figures on top of this roof? Why not tell us what they were right in this paragraph? Let's go find out exactly what these figures were and why they wouldn't tell us what kind of figures were on top of this roof within the mainstream narrative. Why does it feel like they're hiding something? Well, because they are. And we're going to show exactly what they're hiding right now. On TexasEscapes.com, we see the missing 2 of the 4 original griffins. Griffins on top of this old world building in Dallas, Texas. It's time for everybody to see what is going on here. Griffins, Tartaria. Absolutely incredible. 2 years to construct the palace. A palace with griffins. A 4,500-pound bell. Removing it. Removing the griffins. Does this sound good to you so far? You tell me. You can see the horse and wagon down here at the bottom, and the griffins up here on the roof. Dirt roads with a palace at the end, with wooden wheels on those carts. Perfect for hauling all this stone all the way to the site. I actually just want you all to take a look at this picture for a minute and see that during this time period of dirt roads and Donkeys Incorporated, we are told that marble palaces are being thrown together in just 2 years. And to get the fire story over and over, wooden sheds in the front yard, removing evidence. Right next to Willie's Grocery. Look at the wagon power parked outside. It took us 2 years just to renovate it in 2005 to 2007. So can you see the lie very clearly now? This is just one structure today. The amount of lies that we're going to expose today will be shocking, because I have found Max A. Orlop Jr., and I have located his archives. I have also found this character's backstory and told who his father was. He came to America, the land of the free. Free. Yeah. A lot of free buildings and free sons. Especially when they go on to say, he is now a man, 59 years of age, and a member of the Masonic fraternity. Are you not entertained? The Dallas Municipal Building, located at 106 South Harwood Street, Dallas, Texas. We are told that the city purchased the land. Yet again, multiple buildings telling us that this is the 4th city hall. 4 city halls, are you kidding me? Purchasing it between 1911 and 1912. The plans were drawn up in 1913. The building company goes bankrupt that exact same year. Bankrupt. Switching owners. The building was completed and the building opened up in 1914. Can you believe this? Plans drawn up in 1913 and it opens up in 1914. 1 year with a bankruptcy in the middle. This is ridiculous. And I'm not the one writing this stuff. They are. I just want to say that before I show this next part, where the cornerstone of this Dallas municipal building was laid this afternoon with Masonic ceremonies conducted by Grand Master A.W. Houston of San Antonio in Dallas. It's a nice AI name. I'm surprised his first name wasn't Texas. And we're just getting started today. Welcome to episode 93 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. And I want to thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I'll put the link right in the description. And you can use my referral code, MLB. If you click the Tartaria button, you'll see the My Lunch Break playlist right here. The app is awesome. Thank you to Rebecca K, Christopher Arietta, The Lady Lacey Show, David and Sherry Ferguson, Edwin Johnson, Chuck Templeton, Joy Lee, Stephanie Nolan, The Burlesons, Suez KC, Dan Woodall, Dale, DJ Clicktrack, Edward and Brianna, Jacob Law, Jim Ribley and Christine Duggan, Kyle Glascock, PKTFnews.org, Regna Saturna, Dendries NL, Juana Mesher, G Power, Natalie Shippenoff, Amberson EMC, HK Sue, Isaac Wright, Melissa Edgar, Biggles, Clayton Lamar, Ultimus Maximus, Noble Task Homestead, John Adams, Easy and Whitney, Roberts O'Zolins, Crypto Schizo, Rick Tapkey, Blake, Billy Prater, The Phoenix Art, The Arnolds, Attila Power, VKH Bonner, Bell's Clarions for God, Forbidden Gecko Love, Justin Grobner Grubb, Leah Strong, Peter Battani, Dakota Dunn, Eric Martinez, Ivan Apoctoli, Jim Bro, Edwin Rice, Helmut, Charles Kruger, EggardT-shirts.com, Meta, Jason Hochberg, Marie C, ValleyMedicinals.com, Kyle Logan, Alina and Chris the IT Guy, Ron Mower, David and Irene, Michael Dingyu, Patriot Armory, Tom O'Hara, Wayne T, Michael D. Connor, William Royal, C3SCOB, Ancient Tallow, Jeffrey Temple, SonyaDane.com, James Alt, Buxui, Jason Prest, Suki Warrior, We the People, Migs, Miss Rex's Murphy, Mark Chapman, Muji and DeClan, Ariana Oates, Jenica Joyce, Nathan Burba, Ski, Codrenth, Mousy Mouse Cheese Records, The Sovereign, Beacon of Truth, Dax, Liberty's Arborist, Thomas Thorpe Peterson, Zinger Coffee and Tea, Natasha C, K Moore, DevlinMcGregor.com, Don Gaston, Frizz Tickle, Charlie, Miss Fox, Diamond Jewel, David Rauschenbach, Emily Maryland, Felipe, Curious Cat, TheGoldenTeacher.co, Anna Valdez, Mike D, etc., Dan McGee, Leslie Filer, Festive Trev, Debrayus, Eddie McCollum, Lori Hedvig Johnson, Terry, Paraplegic Coffee, Papa One, The Almers, Avatars of Gaia, Secrets Beyond Earth, Ellie Annie, Ivan Apoctoli, Seth Crego, D Woods, Felipe, Vince Moreno, Shiba Shaba in the Darkness. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a lot. We can see that this palace also holds a sub-basement. To clarify, this structure has a floor below the basement floor, a sub-basement, all constructed in a single year, supposedly. 1 year. Over 100 years ago. We know that these buildings are all connected through tunnels. We've shown this in so many episodes. All over the world, there are massive tunnel networks. In a great construction photo that couldn't be any clearer from 1914. Our civilization being the finders and not sure what to do with the sub-basement. They made it into a shooting range because I'm sure that the reason that they constructed a sub-basement was for a shooting range. No. And here at the bottom, we see that they left a section of the building unfinished because they didn't need the space at the time. This building was found and repurposed. It's very clear. And now they're currently working to destroy this restore and renovate this historic building. And here it is today. The Palace of Dallas. Incredible. 1 year to construct this from start to finish. 10 original 400-pound ornamental bronze doors and relative hardware were all removed in the renovation project. They tell us that they restored it and reinstalled it, but we all know how that goes here. Original windows were destroyed during the 1956 destruction project, a renovation. I don't know why I keep saying destruction. Anyway, years built 1913 to 1914. Restoration project 2015 to 2017. Double the time yet again. To just restore the place, it takes double the time. I believe that this fact alone fully exposes the mainstream narrative. Over and over we see it, where the restoration today, the supposed evolved and advanced group, can't keep up with Donkeys Incorporated. The horse riding wagon community. They just weren't distracted, we are told. The dirt roads were just the perfect condition. When it rained, it was so nice and muddy. It was perfect for hauling the stone from point A to B. And constructing massive palaces in a year, it was just the perfect amount of moonlight back then. It couldn't get any better. The Woodrow Wilson High School, located yet again in Dallas. I located their 1947 edition of their yearbook, where they say that this is the 19th volume of their high school's yearbook. Just take a look at the building for a second. Does it look like it's 19 years old to you? Let's just be honest. It looks like it's been there for a very long time. A lot longer than 19 years. The stone on the top looks worn and shaded darker than the rest. Oh, and it has a fire. January 26th, 2016. Breaking news. As fire shuts down Woodrow Wilson High School, with hundreds of students left on the field, as dozens of fire engines and emergency vehicles crowded Glasgow Drive. First responders on the scene, of course, like we have seen every single time, declined to comment about the ongoing event. One firefighter says, "There's a fire at the school, that's all we know." And that's fine. Maybe he didn't know. But nobody ever does. No official word from anybody on what caused the fire that damaged all 3 floors of the Old World building. Calling it an aging building, this is an attempt to destroy yet another one and move us into these demoralizing boxes. And hopefully we all forget about them. Oh, and of course, for the best part, the cornerstone was laid in April 1927, supposedly. And the school opened up right here in 1928. A massive school thrown together in 1 year. 1 year. Are you sure? Me either. And before we close this episode off properly, let's take a minute and thank all of our badge members, all of our Patreons, and every single subscriber, and everybody who likes the episodes. Because of all of you, we reach new people and grow this community every single week. We are also on Rumble, X, Instagram, TikTok, Rockfin, and Spotify. The Praetorian Building, Dallas, Texas, 190 feet tall. And this research is incredibly important so that we are all aware of what buildings were here and to hopefully end the destruction of our true past. When the city of Dallas confirmed plans to demolish the building was fully demolished by the summer of 2013, being replaced by a sculpture of an eye. And when you know, you know. And once you know, you don't go back to not knowing, especially when we all know and have covered the fact that Dallas has its own Great Fire in July 1860. Remember that date. A fire broke out in the square, destroying most of the buildings. Knowing that we have a lot of buildings in 1860, could you even imagine what buildings were here in Dallas that were from the previous civilization that were destroyed by a fire that spreads from stone building to stone building, somehow getting another awesome view of the Dallas County Courthouse here from the 1900s. But with a population of 700 people in Dallas in 1860. Again, a population of nobody and a total of 0 cars, not a single power tool. Building palaces, we are told that a population of 700 people, where half of them are children. How many of them know how to build a palace? We are told that this was taking place all over the world. How sure of that are you now? Is it possible that what we are told could be a massive lie, covering up that there was a group of people here, a group that was extremely advanced, a massive population that needed their work destroyed in great bombs that they call fires, destroying their work so that we didn't see it and start asking questions, leaving only a few behind. And guess who gets to use the ones that are left behind? Me? No. You? No. Do you find that odd? The Great Fire of Dallas in 1860 is a significant event with a population of only 700 people. Yet, they have a city filled with buildings. Most historical accounts suggest that the fire, while causing extensive property damage, did not result in any confirmed deaths. Do you find that odd? At what point does this register with everybody? Destroying much of the downtown area. And when you see one of them, it's odd, but you don't see the pattern. But when you put it all together, it begins to make sense. The Houston Great Fire, 1912. The cause of the fire was never confirmed. And of course, nobody was killed, and no one was seriously injured.